Shalom, Yasharallah, Kal HALALYAM, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, BAHASHAM, QADASH. The belongings of the apostles and elders, the great millstone that rule well and taught us His truth through the Spirit. Shalom to the sincere Akim, Wa'akwatiam, listening and learning, being doers of the word. The Akim out here laboring, making their bodies a living sacrifice, pushing the word out in truth and sincerity, and to the speckled bird that looks like the other nations but are truly Yasharallah through the Spirit. Shalom. I want to go into something I saw on Twitter real quick that an Israelite woman posted, going into how, and Salakia for background noise, going into how, well, I'll just read it. She said, for the I don't want kids, I don't want to get married, there's no point in bettering yourself and making moves in this captivity crowd, right? And she put a screenshot of Jeremiah 29 verses 4 to 7. Alright, we'll read it. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the power of Israel, Yahawah, unto all that are carried away captives, whom I have caused to be carried away from Jerusalem unto Babylon. Build ye houses and dwell in them, and plant gardens, and eat the fruit of them. Take ye wives, and beget sons and daughters, and take wives for your sons, and give your daughters to husbands, that they may bear sons and daughters, that ye may be increased there, and not diminished. And seek peace of the city, whither I have caused you to be carried away. Alright, seek peace of the city, whither I have caused you to be carried away captives, and pray unto the Lord for it, for in the peace thereof shall ye have peace. Alright, so the last verse is really something I wanted to focus on, because this tweet is far too one-sided. It's far too, it's like a delusion. It's delusional to think that we can just prosper here and do our best to, get money somehow and, get our own land and do all this and just raise a family with no problems. Especially when you look at it in context, right? This was around this was a completely different time. It's just like how Israelites want to say that we should have guns and we should get ready to fight and things like that, as if we're the Maccabees. Well, the Lord didn't raise us up in that way right now. Okay, the Lord didn't tell us to go and feed the poor with all this food and do food drives and build schools and things like that, right? Of course we do these things, but they're not. This is not the reason that we're here right now. All right, we're in a different time. All right, that which has done, it shall be done again, right? But it's different. There's still different fine details that you have to take into consideration. Alright, so if you look at Jeremiah chapter 29, I want to read verse 11 and some other verses. For I know the thoughts that I think toward you, saith the Lord, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end. Alright, going down to verse 14, and I will be found of you, saith the Lord, and I will turn away your captivity, and I will gather you from all the nations, and from all the places whither I have driven you, saith Yahawah, and I will bring you again into the place whence I caused you to be carried away captive, which is going to happen. We're going to be delivered from Babylon as it's destroyed, or before it's destroyed, and we're going to be brought to the new kingdom, New Jerusalem. Alright, when the kingdom descends upon us. Alright. Because ye have said, the Lord hath raised us up prophets in Babylon, Know that thus saith YAHAWAH of the king that sitteth upon the throne of David, and of all the people that dwelleth in this city, and of your brethren that are not gone forth with you into captivity. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, Behold, I will send upon them the sword, the famine, and the pestilence, and will make them like vile figs that cannot be eaten. They are so evil. So this is pretty much like, this is like the 2/3, right? This is like the 2/3 that think they're not in captivity. Well, they literally didn't go forth into captivity with the ones that were in Babylon, right? The Lord said he's going to destroy them. All right? He's going to send them famine and pestilence and the sword. He's going to destroy them. They're like the 2/3. And then the remnant, which he also speaks about in Micah, right? Like how it says in Micah 2:10, Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. And then further on, I believe in chapter 3, it speaks about how the Lord's he's dealing with a remnant, a righteous remnant, and the rest are going to be, like that dross that you just scrape off. Basically, we're not supposed to have the mindset of, basically what I'm saying is it's like she's taking these verses out of context, all right? She's being delusional by thinking that we're just going to do this and this is a commandment of the Lord and we should be doing this now, all right? The Lord said, people that have wives, they consider what the wife wants and they forget about what the Lord wants them to do, right? Same thing for the wife that has a husband. She's mingling in the affairs of what the husband desires rather than what the Lord desires of her, it's not that we're not supposed to, have families and, try to have any kind of financial stability or whatever, but it's not supposed to be our main focus, like how she's making it seem, So, like she quoted, there's no point in bettering ourselves or anything like that. No one really thinks like that. Of course, no one in their right mind wants to just be poor and just struggle, have kids that, are going to go hungry and starve or whatever, or not have children at all. Of course we want children, and the Lord said be fruitful and multiply, but anything like that, it's of the Lord's will. Okay, we're not supposed to think about, I'm going to plan out how I'm going to, get this money. I'm going to plan out how I'm going to go, buy some land and have my own farm and this and that. I'm going to go stock up and I'm going to be okay when, because we know that there's inflation on the horizon, food shortages, whether they're orchestrated or not, there's going to be food shortages, and the whole vaccination thing, they're starting to crack down on the ones that are unvaccinated. There's a senator or some Edomite bitch that talk about start blaming the unvaccinated. Okay, start blaming them. So they're cracking down on the ones that don't want to get this jab. Alright, they said start blaming them. Alright, they want to take their rights away, their basic, necessities away. They're not allowed to travel go inside certain stores, establishments, and whatever. So we see, and the Lord said to be as watchmen. He set the men up as watchmen, and He's dealing with the men in the first place. So He wants us to gird up our loins, get ourselves together, and deal with what the Lord tells us to deal with. All right, like YAHAWASHI told us, deal with things day to day. Give us our daily bread. Give us today our daily bread. Okay, He didn't tell us to go and, get ready to, plan out all this stuff and worry about how you're gonna feed your family, how you're gonna do this and that. If the Spirit gets on you to, want to be fruitful, you find an actual righteous woman, which is very rare, very hard to come by. Even if she seems like a righteous woman, she still has those moments where she bugs out and goes off. If the Spirit comes on you to deal with a woman and have a child, then so be it. You deal with it as it comes, but this is not our focus. Alright, this is not our main focus. Let me read this because I feel like I'm rambling. 2nd Ezra chapter 16 verse 40. O my people, hear my word. Make you ready to thy battle. Alright, not literally go and get ready to fight, but get ready, make you ready to thy battle. This is your battle. And in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth. Okay? He that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away, and he that buyeth as one that will lose. He that occupieth merchandise as he that hath no profit by it, and he that buildeth as he that shall not dwell therein. He that soweth as if he should not reap, so also he that planteth the vineyard as he that shall not gather the grapes. They that marry as they that shall get no children, and they that marry not as the widowers. So basically, don't set your heart upon anything of this world. Okay? Because it's not about us trying to do anything. It's about us following the will of YAHAWAH and accepting whatever He ordains for us. Okay? Now, if you have a family, or you ended up having sex with a woman and she got pregnant, what you're supposed to do is not get no damn abortion. What you're supposed to do is stay with her, raise that child. Well, you should stay with her if you're having sex with her anyway, as long as she's not a complete bug out. But you should stay with her, raise that child, alright, and get your household in order. But it's not for us to be like, I need to go do this and I need to do that, okay? Because then you'll be preoccupied with that. So why would you even make a stumbling block for yourself? Okay, the Lord will give you whatever He wants you to deal with. Okay, it's not up to us. And they that marry not as the widowers, and therefore they that labor in vain. So really, what is the point? There is no point. And again, the Lord is dealing with the men. It's always, I'm telling you, it's always a woman that comes out with her opinion and her just egregious misinterpretation or interpolation of the scriptures. Alright? This is not what the Lord is talking about. Okay, you're a wife, you have a husband, you guys want to have a child, okay, that's you. If you guys are able to, and the Lord didn't make you barren or whatever. We're not, protection isn't protection, so Israelites have no business using condoms, really. Unless you're, I don't know, just hitting some bug out chick and, just doing what you do, handling your business as a man. But if it's between you and your wife, and she's in the truth, and this and that, if the Lord wants you to have a kid, He's going to have you have a kid. So you deal with it as it comes. We didn't have no damn condoms back then, or birth control pills. We don't do that. You're not supposed to do that. But according to the Lord's will, whatever happens, happens. And then that's how you deal with it. So you don't take your situation and try to get on here and teach as if we're all supposed to be doing that. That's going off. All right. And therefore they that labor in vain. Verse 46, for strangers shall reap their fruits and spoil their goods, overthrow their houses and take their children captives. For in captivity and famine shall they get children. All right, how we always seem to multiply. We always have more and more children. We multiply in captivity. That's what Jake does, and that's what Jake is doing. I mean, look at what's going on in the inner cities and all that. No matter how many of us seem to kill each other, or how many abortions are being conducted, there's so many of us, we outnumber everyone. Jake is as the sand of the sea. We cannot be numbered. And not just based on appearance, but also the ones that don't look like Israelites that are really Israelites. So we will never diminish. The Lord set it up this way. We will never diminish. And the ones that came from these situations, these unfortunate, impoverished situations, they have the potential to come into the truth anyway. So it's not just us that we're going to have children. We need to have kids and make more children in order to build up our nation. That's not what the Lord told us. All right? That's not what the Lord told us to do. All right? We deal with things as they come. And it's all according to YAHAWASHI Yahawashi's will. Because it's not wise. In the time that we're in, it's not wise to just, think that we're gonna prosper in this society and we're gonna do all this and, like I said, have land and, deal with all this. Really, we're just relying on Esau's systems anyway. There's no security or stability here. Esau can deny you. He can take your land away. He can take you off your land. He's trying to take the guns away anyway. For the ones that think they want to be Hebrew gun owners. Alright. This is what it's talking about. We're in the latter days. We are in the end times, where we can see all the prophecies popping off one after another. So we're not in the same situation as they were in Jeremiah, in the time of Jeremiah. 47, verse 47. And they that occupy their merchandise with robbery, the more they deck their cities, their houses, their possessions, and their own persons. All right, this is talking about the ones that will, be robbing people and stealing and looting and stuff like that. The more will I be angry with them for their sin, saith the Lord. All right, and I also want to jump to this right here, verse 70 in the same chapter, chapter 16, verse 70. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHWASHI. They shall be like mad men, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods, and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire. Alright? Yes, some of us will have our doors kicked down, and we'll be brought to the camps to be tried, and have to deal with certain afflictions and tribulations. You know, some of us will have to deal with that. Some of us will be raised up as standards when they come through, when the enemy comes in like a flood. The Lord's going to give us that spiritual power to be able to deal with that. You know, we all have different lots. All right. The point is that it's not up to us. It's up to the Lord and His will. All right, whatever He ordains. But He didn't. The thing is like it's just too. It's foolish. It's delusional. It's one-sided. It's unbalanced. You know. Hear, O ye my beloved, saith the Lord, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for Yahweh is your guide, and the guide of them who keep my commandments and precepts, saith the Lord Yahweh. Let not your sins weigh you down, and let not your iniquities lift up themselves. Alright? Alright, it's not like, I'm not saying that she's just completely wrong. I'm saying that it's more to it than just that. Alright? To be too far on either side is wrong. You have to have a balance. You deal with it as it comes. We don't know how much time we have left in this captivity, but we know that it's near and we see these things happening. It wouldn't be wise to actively try to think that you're gonna go and, you know, buy all this land and do all this stuff and have children and struggle to raise the children when the Lord didn't tell you to do that. Alright, you deal with whatever the Lord sends your way. Give us today our daily bread. And don't be caught up in the affairs of this world or try to please your husband or please your wife because of what they want you to do. Alright, especially these women out here, man. How many righteous women are even out there, man? These women are tripping. Alright, so for the brethren out there that it's always a woman, dude, trying to pressure you, trying to tell you this and that. When they're going off, they're off. Alright? Your head is YAHAWASHI, and the head of YAHAWASHI is Yahawah. So do what the Lord tells you to do. And that's how you deal with it. Alright? A woman's not going to come and teach you nothing. Alright? Sometimes your wife may have, you know, the Spirit come upon her to be wise, and she might tell you a thing or two, and, you know, you deal with that accordingly. You know, and you take that and you hear her, listen to her, she's your pillar of rest. You know, as long as you're being righteous and you're hearkening unto your head, she'll hearken unto you because you're her head. Alright? But in everything there's balance, and you do it according to what Yahawah and Yahawashi ordains. So that's pretty much all I wanted to go into. I wanted to clear that up. YAHAWAH, this was edifying. Salakia, if it was all over the place, especially at the beginning. You know, Satan always out here trying to distract you and always trying to, you know, do all types of wickedness. So YAHAWAH, you were still able to be edified by this lesson. I want to say Abad Babal, Shalom to the hopeful elect, Kam Yasharallah, and blessings, honor, glory, and power unto Yahawah wa Yahawashi. Shalom.